Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Rashawn, and welcome to the TARODCAST podcast. For everybody who is a new listener, welcome. If you are a returning listener, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. Today it is Sunday, January I don't even know what day it is. It's been that kind of a day. It's been that kind of a week. But as you already know, at TARODCAST, you can take everything we say with a grain of salt. We simply just want to add some flavor to your meal. So if we're doing that, then we are doing our job. I have a really good episode for you guys today, and it's inspired by a video that I saw not too long ago, and I really wanted to talk about this. And when it comes to today's subject, let's go ahead and introduce it. The topic, the juxtaposition of jealousy. This is TARODCAST. Let's get it. All right, everybody. Welcome to TARODCAST. I am your host, Rashawn, and welcome. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm hanging in there. I am definitely hanging in there. So welcome back, and thank you just for allowing me the opportunity to spend time with you and just to talk about the things that just so happen to come across my mind. If you haven't already found us on your favorite podcast streaming service, we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Castbox, Podcast Addict, and iHeartRadio. And today's topic, once again, is the juxtaposition of jealousy. Now, before we get into the subject matter, I need to give a shout out to our newest patron, Janae Russ. Janae subscribed to our Forever Certain tier, and we are so very happy and enthusiastic that you decided to trust us in this journey. And I hope that the content that we are creating here at TARODCAST is something that you will continue to support for many months and hopefully years to come. So I just want to give a personal shout out and just say thank you to you for just, again, supporting us in the way that you have, and for becoming a member of our Patreon and subscribing at the Forever Certain tier. So thank you very much. Your name has now been solidified in our podcast history. So I hope you enjoy the content and continue to enjoy the content and tell others about what we are doing here at TARODCAST. Now, today's subject is one that actually comes with a little bit of extra media. So I'm going to play the audio of the video that I was referring to. And afterwards, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what I like, what I didn't like, and also just at the very end, the culmination of the two, which is where the juxtaposition word comes into play. I'm going to be putting my positive opinions and also my negative opinions side by side and comparing the two and just giving you all my particular input on how I feel about what I am about to present to you. So without further ado, we are going to get into that. But actually, you know what? But before I do that, this past week was a week where I found myself in a very tough situation, and I wanted to just publicly say that I appreciate all of the love and support that people have showed me and my family through this time. It's been pretty hard, but at the same time, knowing that people like you are supporting my family and everything that we are trying to accomplish, it means everything to me. So I just wanted to say thank you from the most purest part of my heart, because it really means a lot. and I would not be able to continue to keep going in this particular effort and to stay creative and to stay on my path and to just do everything I can to pay this love forward without you all's love and support that you have shown me and my family. So again, thank you so much. And now that I've said that, I want to go ahead and play the audio clip of the video, so that way you all will have a good idea of what we're going to be getting into today. So here we go.
So baby,
Yes.
do you ever get jealous?
Me getting jealous. Yada getting jealous. No, I do not. Because I truly understand that if a man tries to holler at you, he's just practicing. Because I don't just uplift you financially, I uplift you mentally. I uplift you spiritually. I've made you a business owner. I make all your dreams come true. And I'm a hell of a father. I'm your own personal genie. I take the trash out. I cook. I clean. I make sure the children are good. I make sure you're good mentally, physically, and spiritually. So get jealous for what? If you mess this up, you mess this up. So I have no reason to get jealous. Men only get jealous when they understand, or they truly understand that they're not handling their business the way they should handle it. So I see dudes when they look at you, but would I get jealous? No. Because I know they can't handle you. They don't want to handle you, they want to play with you. I came to make you queen. I came to put you on a throne. I came to uplift you. I came to elevate you. I came to listen to your goals. I came to manifest your dreams. I love you like I love myself. So me becoming insecure, that's crazy. And I look at dudes that get jealous when men look at their women. I be like, because they're not handling their business. A man is a man. Men don't get jealous. Men handle business. Boys get jealous. Boys think it's all about money. Boys think it's all about sex. Boys think it's all about clothes. Me, I understand it's about building a foundation with a woman that's trying to grow, that's trying to elevate her children. So you already know I came to put you in heaven. So again, if a man try to ever holler at you, he'll only be practicing. Facts. And if I'm right there standing a few feet away, I might nod my head and say, go ahead and get his number, baby. He look like that, little few dollars. Sell him a few detoxes. Put him on payroll. I don't trip about nothing. You know why? Because you're my best friend. You're not just my woman, you're my best friend. And I know we're going to ride or die together regardless. So you already know what it is. Jealous? Nah, baby. Should I? I'm your personal genius. Should I ever be jealous? You already know it is.
All right, so that is the audio of the video clip I was talking about. And what I want to first jump into is what I actually liked about this video, and in you all's case, the audio that was just played. So for me, one of the biggest things that stood out to me was this man's confidence. Now, this man was I don't know his name, I don't know his background, don't know his relationship, but he was low-key spitting some knowledge. He was. And when it comes to men who are in loyal relationships, you aren't threatened if other men want to holla at the person that you're with. It's not something that you look at and you're like, oh my God, I see them as a threat. I need to go rescue my woman, or I need to go beat up this man. No, he said that if other guys are talking to you, then they're practicing, or they obviously do not know who you are and what you have, and they are just completely ignorant and oblivious to the fact that you have so much more than what they believe they are able to provide for you. And I agree with that. It is one thing to try and attack someone based on how you perceive them to be, or how you perceive what they're doing based on your own ignorance. And it's another thing to also be insecure in who you are, and to think about anybody involving themselves, even in the smallest way, the simplest way, a conversation, as being someone who is going to uproot and destroy your relationship's foundation. And as I think about that, I'm like, he's completely right. He really is right. There is no reason for a man who is secure within himself, secure within his divine masculinity, to ever feel any semblance of jealousy when you understand, and also the person that you're with, they understand the deepness and the value of the relationship that you are in. And so I agree with that wholeheartedly. And this also ties in with having communication and understanding in a relationship, because that's key. That is indeed key to having a healthy, sustainable relationship. If there are periods where there is no effort being made to bring about understanding in your relationship with any topic, any subject, any matter that is set on the table, then that relationship is already on a crash course to failure. Communication is key. Understanding your significant other's value is key. And knowing who they are as a person is key. And so nothing will ever be able to break that as long as that is understood. I also marvel at his ability to be secure in his way of providing for his family, because you don't really hear a lot of people who are able to go above and beyond in what they're able to provide. And honestly, I feel like being able, well, of course, being a man in a relationship in a traditional sense, it's your job, it's your duty, it's what you are supposed to do. And being able to even go above and beyond the base level, for me, is always a great thing. Being able to create opportunities, especially if you know certain things, or you've been around certain things, or you have certain connections, or whatever the case may be. If you are able to extend that and build others up based on what you are able to have access to, then that creates a chain reaction of success. And I love that. I really do. Because I feel like men should be able to have, or at least acquire, resources that benefit themselves and their family. And being able to do that is something that will continue to provide and reinforce your value as a man in a relationship. And I don't know, I really do understand that, and I agree with that fact. And I also feel that he understands his responsibility and duty to the relationship. Like I was saying before, knowing who he is and what he is able to accomplish, what he is capable of. Understanding that and being strong and secure in that is going to leave no room for doubt in a relationship, because that is understood value. That is a man who understands his ability to do so many different things and to provide avenues that will continuously come back to benefit his family. And from what I was able to see, he also appears to be both an active husband or significant other, and also a father as well. And in our community, unfortunately, a lot of our men are notorious for creating single moms. We are notorious for leaving women high and dry after we've had sex with them, because the responsibility of caring for another life that is being created and will soon be born out of the woman that we slept with is a huge undertaking. And so being able to be an active father, an active husband, an active partner in the relationship is something that, for me as a man, I truly, truly value, because oftentimes we don't, as fathers, get enough recognition. I'm not even going to get started on my thoughts about Father's Day, because because we'd be here longer than what my time allots. So we're not going to do that. But being an active and an involved father, whether you're with the woman or you're co-parenting, I believe that is something that is to be valued. It creates less complications, less problems, less issues down the road, just being involved. And I also believe that when it comes to him, his strength, his beliefs, and his convictions are very strong. You can clearly hear that he truly believes in himself and he truly believes in who he is without wavering in any way, shape, or form. And for a lot of people, it takes a long time to get to a point where you know who you are, you walk in who you are, and you are confident in who you are. And so in order to get there, it involves a lot of, here's that magic word again, introspection, and learning yourself and relearning yourself and unlearning things about yourself that you find may be toxic, or they may set you 5 steps back. And just being able to have the mindset to do that, to be conscious about those things that are integral in who you are. I feel like that is huge. We need more men who are willing to take the responsibility of themselves. And again, and I also said this before, he's also very secure in his masculinity. And there are a lot of guys out here who pretend or play or put on a show to make it appear as if they're masculine. There are guys out here who will fight somebody just for the image of appearing more masculine than the person that they beat down. And that's not masculinity. That's weakness. That is stupidity. No man truly has to fight or use his fist or break somebody down mentally or physically in order to prove that they are a dominant force. And so I definitely do agree with these aspects. But with this video, there were also some things that I picked up on that I really don't agree with. And we're going to jump into that here momentarily. So we are going to take our break. Gonna get my water. Got to sit right here next to me. And afterwards, we're going to talk about what I did not like about this video. So stay tuned. Go grab your water or your wine or whatever it is that you are sipping on right now. We're going to take this commercial break and get right back into it. And yeah, so this is TARODCAST, and we will be right back. Yo, welcome to the commercial break. This is Tarod Rashawn, your host of the TARODCAST podcast, and you already know what time it is. It's hydration time. Go get you some water. You already know I'm staying hydrated, and I am not about to have any of my listeners dying of thirst while listening to TARODCAST, because we have a lot to cover, and I'm very excited. For all of you who are listening and you are loving what you are hearing, thank you. To all of our Patreon supporters, thank you. We know you love what we're doing, and we do not take that for granted. If you are listening and you would like to support us on our Patreon, go to www.patreon.com/TARODCAST. This link is also going to be in every single episode of our show notes. So if you forget what that link is by the time this commercial break is over, don't worry. Check the show notes. You'll see it right there. Now on Patreon, this allows our supporters to support us with a monthly subscription. And we have 3 tiers of service. We have a $2 tier, a $3 tier, and also a $6 tier. We wanted to keep these subscription prices low because we understand you are working extremely hard for your money, and anything that you give towards the TARODCAST is highly appreciated. We thank you so much. And so if you'd like to support and learn about the different perks that each tier offers, go to www.patreon.com/TARODCAST to find out more. Also, if you want to support us in a non-financial way, we love that too. If your favorite podcast streaming service allows you to rate and review your podcast, leave us a 5-star review. Let us know what you love about the TARODCAST. We appreciate hearing everyone's feedback, and that's going to help us to rise in the ranks when it comes to podcasts that are out here in the world. So leave us a review, rate us 5 stars. We really appreciate that. Also, if you want to reach us directly, email us at TARODCAST@CRTN-T.com. That's TARODCAST@CRTN-T.com. Thank you very much for your time. Now let's get back to the program. All right, y'all, we are back, and I hope that everybody got hydrated during the break. We're now going to talk about what I did not like about this video, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So when asked the question of, do you ever get jealous by his lady? I believe he calls her his goddess. He answers the question with starting out with a bunch of I statements. And he says, I uplift you financially, I uplift you mentally and spiritually. I made you a business owner. I cook, I clean. I'm a hellified father. I'm your personal genie. I came to make you a queen. I came to put you in heaven. I, Captain. Because clearly he is the one steering the ship. So yeah, there were a lot of I statements which didn't really sit well. And what this tells me, and again, like I said at the beginning, you can take everything we say with a grain of salt. So please feel free to disagree with me if you disagree, or if you agree with me, then cool. That's perfectly fine as well. This podcast is for open discussion, so I don't want anybody to feel like they have to agree with me. But this is something that I observed, and it seems to me like he holds all of the cards, every single card in the 52 card deck of his relationship, in their relationship. And to me, that is it may not seem like it, but it is a very one-sided relationship. So this makes me ask the question, was his lady, his wife, his queen, his goddess, ever a full person before he came into her life? Does he look at her as a stray dog in a box that when he walked by and picked her up out of that box and took her to get cleaned up and gave her shots, put a collar around her neck with his dog tag on it, with his name engraved? Is that how he sees her? Because he started his answer with a bunch of, I did this, I did that, I made this happen for you. And to me, it feels a bit narcissistic, because narcissists, in my observations, they keep a ready-made list of everything they've ever done for a person. One of the key things that he also said was, if you mess this up, you mess this up. And to me, that speaks to a man who has a very overinflated sense of self-confidence, or he has a, as Kanye said, a big ego. And the overimportance of his ego, to me, it seems like it would create an atmosphere where he is always right, even if he is clearly wrong. There would not be any opportunity for a fair argument, an argument that, in my opinion, should lead to a sense of understanding, camaraderie, and equality. It seems as if there were any argument, she would not have any way to get her own point across, because to me, and only me, she was nothing before he came into his life. And I don't know, that really doesn't sit well with me. I'm a person who, regardless of where anyone starts or where they are at a certain point in life, when you meet them, they are still a person. They are still an individual. They still have pieces of themselves that will work to even inspire you to make better choices and to be the best person that you can be. And regardless of where she came from, I believe that as an individual, the things that we have in us that allow us to be our best selves, they impact others, they inspire others. And if she does not have any realm of ability to inspire him in ways where she is also giving back to him without his involvement, then to me, that is unfair. To me, that relationship is not equal. And honestly, the thing that really stuck out to me was the fact that he waited until close to the very end of his tirade to call her his best friend. He says, "I love you like I love myself." But in my observation, he loves himself way more than he loves her. Because again, if she is truly his best friend, that should have been the first thing that he said. In my opinion, this is just my humble, it don't mean nothing to nobody else opinion. Because if I think about my relationships, if I'm going to call somebody my best friend, that is the first thing I will say. I will talk about everything that they are to me and for me. Excuse me. And I want to be able to uplift that person before I ever uplift myself. Because if I'm talking about somebody else that I love, somebody who has the rare distinction of being a best friend to me, I want whomever it is I'm talking to know the impact they have on my life and who they are. So that way there is no hesitation, there is no indication of malice, or there's no indication of mistreatment in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So if somebody were to basically run and tell that, they would know that the person that I am speaking so highly of is that person. Because if I'm telling someone that this person is my best friend, but I start going into all the things that I have done for them, then at that point, is there truly a best friendship there? Does it exist? And that is something that for me, it really stuck out for me. It was like nails on the chalkboard when I realized that he said that she was his best friend, but at the very tail end of the video. So to me, it potentially indicates that he doesn't truly value her as a person. And even though it is perceived that he's doing right by her and their family, to me, it feels like he is flexing for no reason. Maybe it's for clout. Maybe it's because he knew he was being recorded and he didn't look at the video much. He didn't look at the camera phone or anything like that much when the question was asked and he was delivering his answer. And so to me, it feels like a bit of a flex for some clout. And for me, I can't get down with that. I can't, because as a man, I don't need to tell the entire world what I do for my best friend. My best friend knows what I do for my best friend. What the world needs to know is what my best friend means to me, who this person is to me, how they have impacted my life and have made me a better person. I don't need to talk about everything I have done to make them a better person, because at that point, if you look at the person that I'm speaking about, then it's like you see them as literal nothing. And I don't believe that way. That's not how I choose to look at and value someone that I deem worthy of my best friend title. So for me, I didn't really like that, because I take that title very seriously. I take it more seriously than being called a husband, to be quite honest, because being a husband, a lot of people think that is just a specific set of responsibilities, but you can still be an evil person. You could do everything by the book, cook, clean, take care of the baby, all that. But if you are still an abusive person, or if you are someone who is totally disconnected from your wife, then the term husband means nothing. You're just following the rules. But are you being a good person? Are you being the kind of person that is worth going on a journey with for the rest of your life? So for me, yeah, these were things I did not like about this particular video. So we're going to take one more break, finish off this bottle of water over here, and then we're just going to get into the last bits of how I really feel, and just compare what I liked and what I didn't like, and just my overall feelings and impressions about this particular video that we have gone over today. So again, this is TARODCAST. Make sure you go get hydrated, and we are going to start our last commercial break, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We are back from the commercial break, and I am going to go into the final stretch of today's episode. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what I liked and what I didn't like, and just really try and tie this all together and put a pretty little chocolate-covered bow on it. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the music, and we're going to get into some things that I really want to address. And so my main question after all of this has been said is, could he also ask her the same question about jealousy? And if he could she give him a similar response? Now, based on what was portrayed and looking at the way that everything was done and said, it seems to me that she would not have any ability to answer the question, should he ask it? I also don't believe that he would ever ask the question back to her. And if they have, please somebody point me in the direction of that video so I can watch it. But in doing so, like I said, since he holds all of the cards and with the way that he believes in himself and what he has accomplished, it doesn't seem like there would be room in his mind to just redirect the question back to her. And it makes me wonder, what would she say? Or could she say anything to the effect and to the gravity of what he said? And to me, I think about their conversations, what they may potentially talk about, and who actually guides those conversations. And to me, it seems like because he holds all the cards, he isn't going to allow that type of conversation to happen, because honestly, I don't believe the thought would ever cross his mind. I mean, I truly believe that. And because of that, it just makes me a bit concerned about what their conversations could actually look like. If it seems to me that with him being the man, him being everything that he said that he is, and doing everything that he said that he does, could she really question him? And would he actually feel comfortable or feel like it's important to ask her questions? And so while there's a lot of good things that I understand about his response, to me, I'm not really sold. When I look at the positives of his response and the negatives of his response, on the surface level, on the very 1 foot of the kiddie pool surface level, I feel where he's coming from. I really do. And we need more men who are comfortable with being a man and not hesitating to be a man when you find yourself involved in a relationship. But on the deep end, I'm not sold, because there are some underlying things there that I feel affect his ability to view his significant other as a full person. And I say all that to say this. It's possible that they may have a relationship where all of this is okay. And if it works for them, then more power to them. If they are happy, if they're flourishing, if they're succeeding, then more power to them. They found something for them that works. And it is not my responsibility, nor am I authorized to have a stake in how I feel their relationship should go, or how I believe it needs to be. I can only speak from what I see and also from my experiences and what has been successful for me. And so if the way that their relationship is set up, if that works for them, then more power to them. I just don't agree with the underlying tones of his response and the way that he started his response and ended his response. It's almost like he remembered that, like towards the very end, after everything that he said that he was able to do for her, he remembered, oh yeah, that's right. I need to say that she's my best friend. And for me, in my opinion, it shows that there's not much value for her and who she is. Because I believe in men and women in relationships being equal, working as a team and succeeding together. Your success is my success, and my success is your success. It goes hand in hand. And I don't feel that. I don't get that when I experience this video. And I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine who posted it because he wanted to get people's thoughts and opinions. And I said some of these exact same things. I talked to my own wife about it, and we both feel the same way. Because if only one person possesses all of the cards, then truthfully, they have all of the power. And to me, that is unfair, because at that point, even if that person is doing wrong, because they possess all of the cards in that relationship, it doesn't matter. At that point, they believe they can do no wrong. So in the most extreme case, he hits her, and she is incredibly devastated. I feel like in a relationship like that he could say, I do all this stuff for you, stay in your place. It doesn't matter if I hit you. It doesn't matter if I verbally abuse you. Stay in your place because I've done all of this shit for you. So you have no right to even question me. You have no right to go against anything I say because I built all this stuff for you. And if you mess this up, then you mess this up. I feel like that is how an argument could potentially go. And I do not like that. So as we observe a situation like this and we dive deep and just really dig around into it, what I want to communicate is that a person who truly has your best interests at heart does not have to go on a rant about everything they've done for you, because information like that is sacred. It is information that should be understood between you and your significant other. And if it's not, then that's a problem. So I hope that if you are in a relationship, if you are with someone that you have deemed worthy of being your significant other, I hope that you will always speak with each other and about each other from a place of understanding, a place of mutual love and connection, because that is really what matters. Understanding that the person that you are with has made you better, has shown you things about life that have changed your perspective on life, that is information that is completely invaluable. You cannot put any price tag on that whatsoever. And so I hope that information like that is understood, it's felt, and it truly rings true in your relationship. And I hope that you take that and you understand that people out here are very different, and that you find people that truly make you feel like you are on top of the world, you know? But that is our show. That's the end of our show. I thank you all for listening, for allowing me once again to take time and be in your world in this very moment. So you all know how to find us. You all know how to support us. Make sure to also leave us a 5-star review when you can, if you're listening on a podcast platform that allows for that. We truly appreciate that. Also, make sure that you are taking time to be introspective and vulnerable with yourself. Know who you are and love who you are. I've been your host, Tarod Rashan. This has been another episode of TARODCAST. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening and just for going along this ride for me. And everybody that has shown me love over the past week, I love you. Thank you. And finally, make every effort to find and keep your peace.